can try and win championships, and that's what it's all about. When you look from the outside and you watch this team, I know we're going to have a real good, solid hockey team this year.
Welcome back to Fireside Rangers. I'm your host, Anthony Rivardo, joined by my co-host, Eric Wilson. And today, we're going to be talking about 2021 first-round draft pick with the 16th overall pick in that draft, Brennan Othmann. Now, it's a great prospect that had a lot of success in the OHL last season, and he could potentially surprise some people and maybe even make his way onto the fourth or maybe even the third line for the Rangers this upcoming season. So we're going to discuss Brennan Othmann, what his potential could be for the Rangers, and where he might fit in this upcoming season. But before we do that, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good, and I'm excited to finally talk about Brennan Othmann. You know, when we chose him in the draft last year, I thought it was a great selection. I was very excited to see him come to the Rangers in like 2 or 3 years, but he's been great developing in the OHL. And, you know, last season he played phenomenal in that league. So, like, the chances of him cracking the Rangers roster this upcoming season is very likely. And I think that'd be something that would be awesome to see.
Yeah, I completely agree. It would be really cool to see. You know, he has been developing really well. He's 19 years old. He played in 66 games in the OHL, scored 50 goals, 47 assists, had 97 total points. So absolutely dominating the competition over in the OHL. Seventh in total points in the OHL last season. And we did a discussion video recently talking about the projected lines for the upcoming 2022 to 23 season. And we had the third line with Blais, Hedl, and Kravtsov, and the fourth line with Hunt, Goodrow, and Reeves. And so it's interesting to think where maybe you could see Brennan Othmann move his way into the fourth or third line. So, Eric, I'm kind of just curious to think, where would you see him fitting into one of these lines, and who would you see getting demoted potentially?
I think the two biggest names out of the ones you just said are Trident Hunt and Vitaly Kravtsov. Hunt has been pretty bad for the Rangers throughout his tenure with us. There are a lot of speculation and fans demanding that we trade him away, not only to just have him off the team, but also to clear cap space for more potential signings as well. So I could definitely see Dryden Hunt being traded away and then calling up Brennan Othmann. And then, yeah, the other thing to consider is the fact that we've also just recently signed Ryan Carpenter this offseason for a nice, solid fourth line addition. So if one of them gets traded away or sent down to the AHL, I feel like Ryan Carpenter might be the Rangers' first target to call up. But then the other name I mentioned is Vitaly Kravtsov. He's an interesting player. It's kind of a gamble to see how he's going to play this upcoming season. When he played with the Rangers a couple years ago, you know, he was pretty bad. He was down on the fourth line most of the time. Didn't really put up that many points, and he eventually had enough and went over to play elsewhere. But now he dominated over there, and he's coming back to the NHL. So it's like, will he continue to play great back in the NHL this time? Or is he going to go back to the player that he used to be and just be lackluster, not good enough to be on an NHL team? So if he gets sent down, you know, that's just the perfect opening for Brennan Othmann to come in and being right on the third line with Hedl and Sammy Blais. I think that'd be a great introduction to the NHL for Othmann and be great development for him. And then hopefully in a couple years, you know, maybe he would move up to the second or even the first line because he does seem to be showing that potential to be a top six player and like very soon.
Yeah, he's definitely showing that potential. Of course, we ran over the stats. So I'll go through them one more time. He posted 50 goals and 97 total points this past season in 66 regular season games. And he also added 9 goals and 24 total points in 19 postseason games. So he was really killing the competition over in the OHL. But he also has another sort of developmental step here that I'm going to mention right now. It's apparently he's going to be competing for Team Canada at the recently rescheduled World Junior Championships from August 9th to the 20th. The tournament was canceled back in December, but it was rescheduled for this August, and Brennan Othmann will be competing in that tournament. So really just another place for him to develop his skills and get ready for training camp in September. He will be joining the Rangers for training camp in September, and there's a great quote from Brennan Othmann saying his one mission is to get his way onto the team. Here's the quote. Quote, "The goal is to try and make the team the best that I can. I know they're a strong team with good young players and good leadership too. If I can make the team, it'd be great for me and the organization. I had a good season. I played well for myself and for Flint. If I can come in with that amount of confidence into Rangers camp and make the team, it would be something special." And Chris Drury heard that quote, responded to it, said, quote, "I'm glad that's what his goal is. He obviously had a heck of a year last year." End quote. So some good quotes there from Othmann, from Drury, talking about his mission this offseason, or really this summer, trying to get his way onto the team. It'll be really interesting to see the kind of development that he has here for Team Canada, and then, of course, getting into training camp. So, Eric, what are your thoughts on these quotes from Othmann and Drury, and what are you excited to see from Othmann as he goes over to play for Team Canada?
Yeah, well, the quotes are all good signs for me. We need a good young player who has the confidence and the drive, who really wants to make this team. We don't want someone who's just gonna like play their way through and just wait for the day that they get called up. We want someone who wants to push for that. At 19 years old, being called up this early, being a 16th overall pick, that'd be something pretty special. And I definitely think that he does have the talent for it, which is why I'm very excited for the World Juniors coming up. I know it's pretty sad when it got canceled in December. I thought Othman had a pretty strong chance of making it onto Team Canada back then, but now after seeing the full season that he played over in the OHL, I think it's pretty much a guarantee at this point that he will make the team and get a lot of ice time for them. So it's going to be something very exciting to see. I'm sure the Rangers organization will be watching that tournament, watching him play and the other prospects that we'll have throughout that tournament, and then going straight into training camp in September. You know, as long as he just keeps playing well, just coming off this season, going straight into the World Juniors, then straight into the training camp, and then straight into preseason. The Rangers will get to see a lot of Brennan Othmann playing in the next couple of months before the regular season starts up. So who knows, if they're impressed throughout the next couple of months, maybe he'll be on the starting lineup in game one of the season. Like we said last episode, the lineup is kind of up in the air right now. We have a lot of players, a lot of openings, and it's going to be interesting to see where players land in the lineup. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's there opening night. But I think the chances of him being pulled up to the team throughout the regular season are extremely high. So, like I said, we just got to wait, watch these tournaments, watch this training camp, and see how he plays. But I have very high hopes for him.
Absolutely, and so do I, and so do a lot of Rangers fans and a lot of Rangers reporters. He did also participate in the New York Rangers development camp this summer. Apparently, he played really well over in the development camp. A lot of the reporters were talking about him, saying that he looked like one of the best prospects in the NHL, and he's been playing really well. So there has been a lot of development from Brennan Othmann, not only in the OHL, but now this summer at the development camp, and we know that he's going to be participating for Team Canada, and then, of course, getting into training camp. It's going to be an exciting summer for Brennan Othmann. Even more exciting than it already has been. It's been very exciting for him, but there's just going to be more and more opportunities for Rangers fans to get a look at Brennan Othmann. So keep your eye on him, somebody who could surprise leading into training camp, and then, of course, leading into the regular season. I think it would be really cool to see him, 2021 first-round pick. If he can make his way onto the roster, onto the starting lineup this season, I think that would be fantastic. That would mean a lot for Chris Drury and the Rangers and really everything they're building here with this young team, left winger and Brennan Othmann. I think that he could be a pretty special player for the Rangers. But that pretty much wraps it up. Eric, do you have any last thoughts on Brennan Othmann before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say, build upon what you just said. I definitely think that Brennan Othmann is the best prospect that the Rangers have, and league-wide, bold take, I would say he's top 10 prospect in the league. So keep an eye out for him this upcoming season, whether he stays over in the OHL or comes over to the Rangers. He's a special player, and we'll definitely see him soon. So make sure you watch out for him.
Yes, sir. Watch out for Brennan Othmann, and also watch out for more content from Fireside Rangers. Trying to post as frequently as possible, and we're going to give you all of the updates and news on Brennan Othmann, and of course on the New York Rangers, trade rumors, signings, game recaps and reactions and previews, all that stuff right here on Fireside Rangers. Get in on the ground floor right now in the summer, way before training camp even gets started. Make sure to subscribe right now if you're new to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss a video. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video, and comment down below, what are your thoughts on Brennan Othmann? Could he make it into the fourth or third line, and do you think that he has that kind of potential? What do you think of him? Just let us know down in the comment section below. We love to interact with you guys. Like I said, make sure to subscribe if you're new, ring the bell so you don't miss a video, and catch you on the next one. Have a good one, and let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.
He shoots. He's